أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم مدد يا سيدي يا رسول الكريم الحبيب الحبيب القمر إن شاء الله تعالى مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان العلي والشعب الفايز الجبستاني والشيخ محمد نازم الحقاني ومولانا الشيخ هشام الكرماني والمرشدين والأولى بسيدي مدد يا سيدي مولانا الشيخ تحفظ بجد الله يا من inshallah always anamdik al-ajiz, da'if, miskeen, zalim, jahal, and that by the grace of Allah we are in existence and nobody can claim to be anything in the presence of Allah, in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that to admit our faults and our bad character and our weakness and weaknesses, so that Allah our Lord Almighty to bless us, to forgive us, to dress us and always to uplift us. Inshallah from their teachings and reminder always from myself that this life is but a subtle dance, not dance and all the Wahhabis came to now say something like a ballet and there's ballet, there's not a lot either, whatever you want to say. It's a subtle existence. Means we walk on a very fine thread, and as we draw closer inshaAllah towards realities, that thread becomes ever so thin, and our life is based on its subtleties, based on good manners and adab. And they teach us the dangers of the self so that we can reach towards our reality. They come into our lives and they enrich us with everything of what Allah has bestowed upon them. They are like a walking paradise. They take all of what was bad and all of what was forbidden, all of what was najas and dirty within our existence, they take all of that and in exchange they purify everything and they make our life upon this earth like a paradise. They purify our rizq and our sustenance, they take that which we earned in a not acceptable way with Allah and deliver us, purify us and provide for us a way in which Allah sent through halal means, through purified means, through perfected means. They take us from an existence in which we were not obedient towards the Divine, not obedient towards Sayyidina Muhammad, definitely not obedient towards ulul and the people of authority which Allah described in Holy Qur'an, Atiyullah, Atiya Rasul, ulul amri minkum. And they bring us into that compliance. They bring us into the compliance of ulul they bring us into the compliance of obedience to Prophet by following the Sharia and the Sunnah of Sayyidina Muhammad, and with that obedience, Allah's obedience upon that they bring us into the obedience of Holy Qur'an inshaAllah. In our life, if we reflect and we're true with ourselves, depending upon the length and the time, some are almost immediate and some over time can recognize that from where they were, and when Allah introduced them to one of these Ibadur Rahman whom Allah gave a light, and they are ahbab al-Nabi, they are the lovers, they have a tremendous hook and love for Prophet and they are the doors to that reality. We are not talking about the ulama who know something but they don't apply it upon themselves. There are many who are hafiz of Qur'an and they don't apply maybe more than 2 ayahs of Qur'an upon themselves. You are responsible for what you learn, what you memorize Allah holds you account to. Are you living and practicing by whatever you've recited? You are accountable for every hadith that you learn, that you implemented it in your life, or are you just a trained parrot in which you learned it and spoke it? and it had no benefit upon the self. Means these real ulul they are walking from the light of holy hadith, walking from the light of holy Qur'an. And if we are true to ourselves and true in our reflection, we see that how all our life has prospered from our knowledge, from our faith, from our love of Prophet ﷺ, love of holy Qur'an, the yaqeen and the certainty of faith in which we were maybe going after many directions, and they brought us to focus on one direction. Like Sirat al-Mustaqim, many people when they were coming they were going to many different places searching, where is their Baba, where is my Baba, where is my Baba. And with their yaqeen and with the light in which Allah put of the light of Sayyidina Muhammad, my life completely changed. And everything that I had from the material world we gave in that way to Mawlana Shaykh Hisham, and he took all of that and blessed everything and made everywhere that we walk like a paradise. Not for me, I'm nothing but a donkey. But this center, its light, its energy, its knowledges, that Mu'i Mubarak, whatever you can find good in it is from his tajalli. Whatever you find bad from it is from me. But if you truly look, there's no bad other than the bad characters, and we're all trying to get rid of those. That is my reflection, and everybody has to do their own reflection. That at every moment, if not by the grace of Allah, the grace of Prophet and what Allah bestowed of opening my heart to follow these ulul they taught us to continuously make a hisab. Because in an instant Prophet warned that, don't let me for an instant follow my nafs, because in a second my nafs will trick me and change the wording. Because this is a very eloquent life. Najm al-Balagh that they say is from the star of the eloquence of the stars of the Sahabi, of the companions of the ahlul bayt and Nabi. Our life is about that, is that eloquence and the latif and the subtlety of that, that if I attribute everything to what Allah has given, it's all from Allah no doubt. It's by the rahmah and the mercy of Sayyidina Muhammad, but I know very certain, like I know the back of my hand, that it's from my Shaykh. That the knowledge he poured into my heart is the fruits in which we are all taking from. The light he put into our heart, into my heart, is the light in which I see through darkness. The rizq and the sustenance and the homes and everything that been bestowed upon me is from his tajallis. And for myself, if left to myself, I would have been in utter destruction. If we don't keep that system in life where you owe everything to whom Allah sent you for guidance, from real guidance. We're not talking about people whose hearts are not lit. Even those you owe an appreciation, even somebody taught you one letter alif, you owe your life. But if Allah truly guided us to those who have the love of Sayyidina Muhammad and they act upon their knowledge and their heart emanates a light and an energy and we feel it and we taste it, then they teach. With that you have to constantly reflect that everything from them, because then shaitan keeps coming and playing that, look, you did so much, leave it. In an instant it puts a khatar in your ear, a thought within your ear, you gave so much, all he wants is that, leave. Then yeah, you're right, I did give, I did serve, I did be of service, because giving can be money, can be time, can be from whatever Allah gave to us. I was supposed to give to Lillahi Rabbil Alameen. So shaitan come and take all those good actions and want to break the relationship and want to attribute everything to myself, where I'm not to attribute anything to myself or to my cleverness, but it's all from my guide. It's all from my Sayyidina Muhammad my Rasul and all from Allah the Most High. But Allah through cause and effect, it has to reach to us. If I attribute to myself, now here comes the Pharaoh within me. Oh, you gave. Oh yeah, you're right, I did. I gave a lot. Means now I've applied what was given to me and I've put myself within that amal. And soon now a sickness will develop within that amal that will distance me from my Shaykh and cause within me a cancer that develops, that thinking I'm somebody and I've done something, when in fact I should realize I've absolutely done nothing, but He's given me everything and I've merely given Him a small share of what Allah has bestowed upon me from His du'as, from His nazar, from His love of Sayyidina Muhammad. I am the recipient of that barakah. Allah sent for me a plate of food, it was my faith and my entire understanding that no doubt if a plate of food comes to me, I have to give it back to my beloved Shaykh. I have to give a portion of that back. How could I eat and he's not eating? Because it's by analogy. How could I have something and I don't share it if it all came from him? But if it came from me, no, I don't have to share anything. And that's what shaitan wants. You don't have to share. You did so much. My goodness, you're like a peacock, you're great. But wait, because everything they're teaching for us, this is the hijrah, this is the hajj. We're reaching towards the final, the goal. And every year that goal resets, it's a new hijrah. Allah wants to give us bounty, but teaching us shaitan is a fierce opponent coming right behind you. At every moment he's eating your feet and your hands to drop what you're doing. Attribute to what you do to yourself so that you can become like a Pharaoh, Ana Rabbi al-Ala, I am the Lord Most High. Because this was Pharaoh's difficulty with Nabi Musa. He attributed everything to himself. Oh, I have the wealth, and you think your Lord has wealth, I have wealth. You have life and death, I have life and death. And he brought people in front of him and says, you die, you live. So he said, I can do all that what you say and what you attribute to Allah, I have that ability too. And the character of shaitan is to come and constantly eat within our ear that attribute what you're doing to yourself, be proud of what you've done and begin to give the credit to yourself, and then you begin to feel boastful. For the subtlety is I have yet not done anything. And what He bestowed upon me and what my support is not even a drop of what He has given to me. He gave me of all His knowledges and bestowed that upon my heart. He gave me from His time and He cleansed me and washed me. He didn't do that for money. He didn't do that for anything from this time. He did it for His love. He took a child, dirty, and He made it to grow into a man. He made that man to be presented to Sayyidina Muhammad. We're all being presented to Prophet. I'm not singling myself as anything. I'm hoping that they accept me to be a donkey in their way. But there's a fierce fight between me and shaitan. You're not going to fool me and try to attribute anything to me, and everything around you will say it's from you, you're a good one, you're the best one, you've done so much, mashallah. And three other shaitans will come and whisper in the form of human beings to you to attribute that to you. The shaitan has many agents. He whispers to 3 more people and then all of a sudden they come up to you saying, yeah, you're a great one, you're a great one. And Prophet said, the one who praises you in front of you has cursed you. Because this is a fierce battle, don't praise somebody in front of them. They're already in difficulty with sicknesses and they're constantly trying to struggle against this sickness. And every night they should be making a contemplation and tafakkur that everything from them, from their grace, Ya Rabbi, don't let me for a moment to forget it, because then I'll begin to become boastful and separate from that reality. These are their teachings. Now we ask what Allah has to say. MashaAllah, so many wonderful reciters right here. I have Shaykh Mahir.
من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها وصل عليهم إن صلاتك سكن لهم والله سميع عليم. خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها وصل عليهم إن صلاتك سكن لهم والله سميع عليم.
صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسوله الكريم حبيب Nazim. Allah describes in Surah Al-Tawbah, and for those who are following in this year of understanding of Shams al-Arifin, that they are moving in the 12 hijabs in the reality of Prophet. The first hijab in Muharram has to do with the power of 9, and they enter into the 9th surah, which is Surah Al-Tawbah. And through Surah Al-Tawbah verse 103 Allah is describing of their wealth take their alms. Alms or provision is from every provision they've been given, take from them. And this is a description in an ayah of Holy Qur'an which Allah is talking to Prophet. But it doesn't mean when Prophet is not here that the ayah finished and became extinct or expired. It means that there must be representatives of Sayyidina Muhammad. They are fiikum. Allah says, He's amongst you. The love and the ashiqeen of Sayyidina Muhammad, they carry the light of Prophet. And Allah describing a reality of Holy Qur'an that take from their wealth, that so you may purify them, that you may sanctify them and pray for them. Verily your prayers are a source of assurance and tranquility for them. For Allah is the one who heareth and knoweth. Allah. So then who are these people that keep saying that I have only a direct relationship with Allah and nobody has any benefit for me other than Allah. Allah is describing in Holy Qur'an that go to them and take from their wealth, take from everything they have. Why take from them? Because they're not going to give it. They're not going to give their time, they're not going to give from their wealth because their wealth is dear and loving to them. They're not going to give from their services. So then the Shaykh is teaching and Prophet inspiring them that keep pushing, because there's a tremendous benefit and everything we do is like a khidmah. Every service, every money, every time, every ability that we have, we're giving in the way of Allah, and Allah is describing, take from them that sadaqah. Tuhayirun means you're going to make from them the tahira and zakat, that you're going to purify their form, to take from them their wealth so that you may purify them is the word tahir, and sanctify them the zakat. Why? Because you're going to, tahirun means you're going to purify their form. Means by what you give to these awliyaullah, it's going to cause your form to be purified. The zakah is going to cause the soul to be purified, because they teach us that everything that we do, when we don't purify it in the way of Allah, it becomes like a sickness. It becomes like a festering infection from within that begins to show its blisters upon the form. So Allah then describing that when you come to them and they take from you, they're going to make you from the mutahhirun. They're going to purify and cleanse your form. If they begin to work and clean the form, means they take all that which is najas away from you, off of you, and begin to purify and perfect the form. And then Allah the zakah, zaki means you're going to be purified within your soul. And now we're entering into the month of Hajj, which is the great understanding of zakah. There's zakah in which you give from your property, which Sayyidina Ibrahim had. The ultimate zakah, Allah says, I want the son. You give all your wealth, you give every property you have. Sayyidina Ibrahim was very famous for being tested. Angels would come to him and ask, can we have your property? And the long hadith, and he said, take whatever you want from Allah, whatever He gave to me, take it. So a great test came that this son you've been waiting 90 years for, we want him. Sacrifice Sayyidina Ismail for us. Means the ultimate Allah describing of zakah. We're going to purify his soul. I asked from him what he thought I would never ask. And the story everyone knows, and he reluctantly gave his son to be sacrificed. But Sayyidina Ismail represents Sayyidina Muhammad's ultimate purity. The perfected insan, maqam al-ihsan, the highest level of perfection is Sayyidina Ismail coming and saying, I was sacrificing myself, you were sacrificing me, your property. I was willing to sacrifice myself for Allah, for Prophet. So they're teaching that the levels of zakah means in dealing with them and with awliyaullah, they teach us by means of our service, by means of our support, by means of our attendance. Allah describing your form is going to be purified. You're going to be for mutahhirun. They're going to take away all that's najas from your form, and that's what we saw in our life. They're going to perfect your soul, in which you not only sacrifice your property, you sacrifice your time. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. In which you are living for the Qur'an, you sacrifice everything of yourself. And you enter into the states of maut and qabl al-maut, you have no more desires for yourself. You only want to reach Allah's satisfaction and the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. And Allah is saying, how are you going to get to that? Not by doing yourself anything, but to give to them, be with them, accompany them. Verily pray for them, purify them, sanctify them, and salli. Allah said, pray for them. So when they come and say that nobody can pray for anybody else, so then you must be reading a different Qur'an, because this Qur'an says pray for them. So it means other people can pray for you. And Allah describing that your prayer is going to perfect their form, perfect their soul, it's going to perfect their characters, and verily your prayers are a source of assurance, sakina and tranquility. Sakina means there's going to be a tranquility within your heart, within your entire being. When you enter into their presence, you serve within their presence, you follow within their presence. Allah says that presence is a guided presence. It's describing. It's not just an empty hand that you're going to serve, but these people of light in which Allah is describing, these are the ashiqeen and the lovers of Sayyidina Muhammad. Anything we do in their way, it perfects the character, the form. anything we do in their way is perfecting the soul and reaching towards its ultimate satisfaction. And every dua that they're making, because one grain of rice, they are such a high caliber rijal that if you give them one grain of rice, they owe you something today and on the Day of Judgment. You're not like the crooks of the world where they take and they give you nothing. Allah described, these are the rijalullah, that whatever you give to them is perfectly within a hisab. Whatever you do with them and do for them in the service of Allah, it is counted and they are praying for it. Because they are accountable to Allah. Allah is going to ask them, didn't you just get something from them? Didn't they just serve you? Didn't they just do something? How is it that you didn't pray for them? It's impossible. So they pray for them and Allah says, then pray for them because your prayer is going to be a surety for them, a source of sakina, a tranquility within their heart in a turbulent and upside down world where we find no safety. We don't understand what's happening left and right. And Allah said, yes, from these people, from the bab of tawbah, if you can be and meet one of them, Allah is describing, and we are Sami'un Alim, that we hear what they say, we hear what they're praying for, we know what their interaction with you is, and that's why it's such a close relationship with Prophet because they fulfilled their covenant. Verse 111 in Surah Al-Tawbah describes that they completed their covenant, their ahad, and that their bay'ah was complete. Means they took the hand of Prophet and the hand of Prophet Allah upon that. The relationship is very intimate and very close with Sayyidina Muhammad. When you deal with their hand, it is the hand of Sayyidina Muhammad upon their hand. And if the hand of Prophet is upon their hand, the hand of Allah Qudra and might most high is upon them. That's why Allah then described it. I hear and I know everything that you're doing with them. The others, we don't care for them, maybe they're not that level. Maybe they haven't reached that understanding. But if those who reach that understanding and are in the company of these awliyaullah, then Allah has given us a tremendous gift and a tremendous bounty. Hence the beginning of the talk was, don't attribute anything to yourself. Don't let pride enter into your actions that make you to cut it and make you to distance yourself. And I said, I did so much, I've done nothing from what they have bestowed upon me and brought me into the oceans of love. I have yet done anything. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa hurmati Muhammadan.
سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي سيدنا النبي